Okay, here's a good question. What's the girl word for bacher?
It's bacher.
Bacheret? Bachura? Can girls accomplish the same things as bacherim?
You're not supposed to. In our own mitzvah, with our own.
Or are we only here for their aid and to raise a nation? Why do they learn so much more, and why is it like that?
I don't think they learn so much more.
That's exactly what I was going to. I wish they would learn more. They're supposed to learn more.
So why do they learn more?
Why are they supposed to? Keep them out of trouble.
That's what a boy's supposed to do. Yeah. If they don't learn, then they do get into trouble. They do not learn more. He said they don't learn more. I just said that too. I'd like to learn
To keep them out of trouble.
You can go learn tomorrow.
No, I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not serious.
Not to the extent that they are. And that's what they don't learn. Oh, not everyone.
Let me tell you.
They don't learn much. I just the average.
Let me tell you the difference. Let me tell you the difference. Ideally, officially, this is supposed to be the difference between bacherim and bacheret. The world is made up of tevara. So there are two jobs that need to be done. One is to take care of the teiv, and the other is to take care of the ra. Of course, they're very different jobs. It's like mitzvahs aseh, mitzvahs lo aseh, right? So, generally, the man's job, the male job, is to take care of the ra. And the woman's job is to take care of the teiv. A man gets excited, is inspired when he sees something that's not good and he can fix it. Something's missing and he can bring it. Something is bad and he can stop it. That's aggressive. It's the male mentality. The female mentality is, if there's something good, who's taking care of it? Who's protecting the good? Who's building the good? Who's increasing the good? That's the division of labor between men and women. Until Chassidus came along, all the emphasis was on the men. Women were hardly noticed because the emphasis was on fighting the Ra. Who fights the Ra? Men. So who went to war and who carried all the battles and who were men? Chassidus, Baal Shem Tov came along and said, internally, you have Ra and you have Tov. Everybody's worried about the Ra. Who's taking care of the Tov? It got so unbalanced that the good and the holy was neglected, which is completely unacceptable. The only reason you fight the Ra is so that the good can flourish. And nobody's paying attention to the good. That's like a mother who neglects her children because she's a pediatrician. You know what I'm saying? She's out to cure all sick kids. So she neglects her own kids and they end up sick. So what's the chachma here? So the Baal Shem Tov came along and said, everybody's worried about the Yetzer Hara, big Yetzer Hara. Anybody worried about the Nefesh Elikis? And they say, what's that? Never heard of it. They never heard of it. That's why there had to be a major revolution. So when the Baal Shem Tov came along and said, no, you have a Nefesh Elikis. You're a Chelik Elikah Mimal. All the Fruma people said, oh, whoa. That means we don't have to fight the Yetzer Hara anymore? Don't panic, okay? The Yetzer Hara has been weakened over the generations, 3,000 years. You don't have to worry about the Yetzer Hara so much. Do a few mitzvahs and the Yetzer Hara will run away. So instead of Sur Meira and then Asay Teiv and the Ra will go away. That's Chassidus. So basically Chassidus came to show that there is a feminine way in Yiddishkeit. Who says you have to focus on what's wrong when you can focus on what's right? So Chassidus over the generations basically instructed us and educated us in how do you nurture what's already good? What are miftzayim? What is shlichus? Shlichus is Jews are already good. Bring them a mitzvah. No? Whereas other outreach people, their thinking is, how do you stop people from assimilating? Why are you fighting the darkness? Focus on the good. Because men had to be fighting the bad, they had to know the halacha and every circumstance to avoid any possible mistakes where something can go wrong. Women were not worried about things going wrong. Women were worried about Jewish children with Yiddish neshamas, with innocence, not being taken care of. So basically, a woman's complaint, even the feminist movement, that got completely verblunged into politics, but the original complaint of women was, why are you neglecting what's already good? Why do good kids get no attention? No? Always the bad kid gets attention. Thousands and thousands of programs, millions and zillions of dollars spent on fixing one bad kid. What about the good kids? Yeah, what about them? What about them? Good doesn't mean anything. So why are you fighting the bad? So Chassidus is basically a rebalancing. You're too focused on the evil. And by focusing on the evil, you're making the evil stronger. You're giving it too much attention. And by not focusing on the good, you're weakening it. And the result is, kids who are good feel bad. It's like they don't count, nobody notices them, nobody cares. It's terrible. I tell you this, I'm sure you've heard the story. I was speaking in Berkeley in the years when feminism was like a war zone. These women were so vicious, they were so angry, they were ready to kill. So I forget what it was, but Berkeley was like the center. The campus over there was a hard hat area. So I spoke about, I forget what I spoke about. Anyway, this woman raises her hand. Oh, I spoke about Beis Chana. I figured this will make them, this will impress them. Beis Chana is a program for women. And at Beis Chana, we learn everything, including Kabbalah. This was long before Kabbalah became cheap. I thought that'll impress them. This woman raises her hand as soon as I finish speaking, and she says, "And you teach there?" I didn't know where she was going with this, but I said, "Yeah." And she says, "And what does your wife do?" So I said, my wife runs a home for unwanted children. She said, oh. I said, well, actually, they're our children. And nobody wants them. So we're raising them. She wasn't impressed anymore. Oh, so your wife doesn't do anything. So wait a minute. I'll tell you what. We'll throw the kids out for 24 hours. If nobody else wants them, we'll take them in and take care of them. But that'll be good. Then you'll be impressed with my wife. If you don't throw them out, well, you're not doing anything. But if somebody throws their kids out and you take them in, wow, you're great. Isn't that twisted thinking?